If you're tired of chasing dead-end leads, wasting money on ads, and feeling like you're one bad month away from giving up on real estate entirely, this is going to change everything for you. Because I'm about to show you exactly how to turn cold, raw leads into pre-approved buyer clients in less than 7 days using the exact same marketing playbook that hundreds of other agents are using right now to get amazing results without spending a dime on ads or on leads. My name is Chris Jones, and I'm the founder and CEO of Guerrilla Realty. This is the same system I personally use to bring in real estate clients consistently, and I'm going to give you everything you need to copy it. All the tools, apps, resources, 100% free. And like usual, I'm not selling a course. There's no expensive coaching program at the end of this video. But if you want the full in-depth training, all you have to do is like this video, share it with the friend who needs it, and then comment below that you did, and I'll send you a private link where you can download the full in-depth training with copy and paste ads, scripts, and even a live tutorial, all for free. And this is the same playbook that's already helped Dan in Georgia lock in 4 signed clients within 30 days of starting. And William in Virginia, he pulled in 1 pre-approved buyer client and 1 signed listings, again, within 30 days of getting started. And if they can do it, I know that you can too. Here's what I'll cover in this video. Lesson number 1, how to fill up your CRM with 80 raw leads in the next 7 days. I'll show you the exact strategies to generate a pipeline of fresh leads without spending $1 on ads, buying lead lists, or begging friends and families for referrals. Lesson 2, how to create your irresistible bribe that makes leads chase you. I'll teach you how to craft a free, no pressure offer that instantly builds trust, positions you as an expert, and makes potential clients want to work with you even if they've never heard of you before. And then lesson number 3, how to convert raw leads into clients with just 1 phone call. You'll discover my proven, pressure-free conversation script that turns casual conversations into signed buyer clients with no salesy gimmicks, no endless follow-up, and just 1 genuine, powerful phone call. All right, let's dive into lesson number 1, how to fill up your database with 80 raw buyer leads. So, of course, before you could ever talk about converting raw leads into signed clients, we need to talk about where's the raw lead coming from in the first place. And so my go-to marketing playbook is always Facebook Marketplace. Now, is it my absolute best marketing playbook? Is it the only marketing playbook I couldn't live without? No, right? So my company, Guerrilla Realty, we're responsible for creating and publishing 31 marketing playbooks that have been tested and proven to work across North America, used by thousands of agents at this point, and they're all really good. Right? So how did I just choose one? Well, the reason I'm choosing the Facebook Marketplace playbook is for a couple of reasons. Number 1, it's the one playbook that I recommend that every agent, everywhere, always should be running at all times, right? And the reason why is it's such low-hanging fruit. So many people log on to Marketplace every single day to search for real estate. And the ones who know how to write really, really, really good high-converting lead gen ads and have really good lead capture on the other end are just raking in hundreds of leads every single year. Some of them are raking in hundreds of leads every single month, and I can show you exactly how to do it. So that's the playbook that we're going to use for you to go fill up your database with 80 raw buyer leads so that in the next lesson, we can talk about how to convert them. All right, so I'm going to share my screen, and what you're seeing is inside of my Pipeline Pro Tools dashboard. So Pro Tools is my company, Guerrilla Realty. It's our flagship product. You may or may not have access to it if you're not already a paid user. And whether you do or not, that's okay. I'm going to teach you the principles behind how the playbook works. So obviously, if you're already a Pro Tools user, you're just going to go to the Playbooks tab, and then you're going to click on the Facebook Marketplace playbook. And that's going to open up the playbook itself, where you actually have a checklist that you can use to walk through and execute the playbook step by step, right? So the reason I chose this one is because it's the lowest hanging fruit. It's 100% free to use. It's totally organic. It takes you 30 minutes a week or less to run from start to finish. And the typical agent is getting 90 leads per month. Of course, we have many agents that far surpass that get as many as 200 leads per month, all from Facebook Marketplace. And we're talking about qualified sales leads, names and phone numbers of people that we know are going to be buying a home in the next 70 days. I mean, they're going to be under contract. These are ready to go, white hot. Let's go right now type of leads, right? So here's the playbook, and I'm just going to walk you through really quickly. Step 1 is obtain great listings to advertise. So we recommend a second playbook called the Loner Playbook. And you can actually find a full description or a full tutorial of the Loner Playbook on our YouTube channel. So this is 100% free. Obviously, the Loner Playbook only comes with Pro Tools, but we break it down and show all the steps, and we share that on our YouTube channel. So go to YouTube, go to our YouTube channel, look for the Loner Playbook, and we'll show you exactly how to borrow the best listings for creating really, really good green light ads that will generate a bunch of leads for you. Others might ask, hey, Chris, can I advertise my existing listings? Yes, but you're going to need a minimum of 6 to 8 because that's the last step. You're going to rinse and repeat 6 to 8 times. So if you don't have 6 to 8 listings, then active listings, then you're just going to have to get used to the idea of borrowing listings from others so that you have enough inventory. Okay. So step 1, obtain great listings to advertise. Step 2 is write a green light ad. And this part, I admit, can be tricky, but if you want a full copy and paste ad that you can download and is yours to keep forever, remember, I'm offering a full in-depth training with all the copy and paste ads, the scripts, etc. All you have to do is like this video, share it with a friend who needs it, and then comment below after you've done all that to let me know that you did. And we will personally reply with a private link that you can use to get access to the in-depth training where we will not only show you how to write the green light ad, but more importantly, we'll give you a copy and paste ad so you can just plug and play. It's like Mad Lib style, fill it out, and you're ready to go. So a green light ad is simply an ad that generates at least one lead each time it's posted. And so we walk you through exactly how to do that. Then we show you how to actually post it on Marketplace. And in order to generate a bunch of leads, some of the basic principles are we never list the price. Oh, Chris, you have to list the price. Yeah, we put it at $1 because we want people to be curious about what it costs. Then we limit the number of photos to maybe 4 or 5 max. And we start with a click-worthy photo that doesn't show them everything that they want to see. We want them to click through to the ad. So inside the playbook, in the in-depth training, you can get we show you exactly how to choose the right first photo that'll actually get clicked on. And then we make sure that we limit the rest of the photos so we don't show them everything that they want to see, the kitchen, the master bathroom, etc. Okay. Then we show you how to avoid certain pitfalls that will get you guys put in Facebook jail. So if you post your Facebook Marketplace ads wrong, start sharing them to all kinds of yard sale groups, etc., which a lot of realtors do, you're going to end up banned. In fact, some of you guys watching this video, you're banned right now. Okay. If you want to get unbanned, all you have to do is sign up for Pro Tools, and we'll do everything in our power to help you get unbanned, or at least set up a new account with a fresh history. Okay. And then step 3 is you're going to use an effective call to action. So because we've limited all of the various things that most home shoppers want to know, the price, the photos, videos, etc. We've limited that. We've taken away from the ad. Now we can use that as something to spur action, right? So in the call to action, we typically use something like to get full info, address, price, full photos, video tour, etc. Copy and paste this link into your browser, and they can copy and paste it, go directly to a website that needs to have great lead capture. So obviously the website that comes with our Pro Tool system captures at 37%. Okay. If we have any KW Command or KV Core users in the audience, those type of websites typically capture at less than 1%. There's actually been studies on this that prove it. And you're always going to struggle to get traction with this playbook if you don't have at least 10% capture rate. So most likely you guys need to upgrade your lead capture, which means adding a tool like Pro Tools, or if there's any competitors out there, adding a tool like that to your existing free CRM platform like KV Core or KW Command or Brivity or Sync or Follow Up Boss, etc. Okay. And then step 4, and this is probably the most important step out of the entire process, is repeat with another listing. So many agents want to run this playbook and then they just do it once and they're like, oh, I generated 1 lead, but he wasn't qualified, so I gave up, right? Repeat with another listing, right? And the reason why we repeat minimum 6 to 8 times is because out of 6 to 8 listings, 2 or 3 of them are going to be green light ads and the rest are going to generate almost nothing. Okay. Sometimes I'll post 8 ads. 7 of them will be absolute bummers. And then 1 of them will generate so many buyers that it ends up feeding me for the rest of the entire year. Okay. So we always recommend 6 to 8. That's kind of the magic number. If you're willing to go through 6 to 8, I guarantee that you will generate leads. And if you're not generating leads, it's just because your website sucks. Okay. So consider getting Pro Tools, consider getting, another professional marketing tool set that actually has really good lead capture. And that's what they focus on. But again, I recommend Pro Tools. So that's how we're going to fill up our database. If you're willing to follow this playbook exactly, rinse and repeat 6 to 8 times, and then refresh all of these ads 1 time per week, boom, after 30 days, you've got a database full of 80 raw buyer leads that came fresh off the internet. These are all perfect strangers. You've never met them before, but they all need your help. And now we're going to talk lesson number 2. Now let's talk lesson number 2, how to set up your irresistible bribe so that you can start converting raw leads into pre-approved buyers in less than 7 days. So in order to show you our irresistible bribe process, I'm going to share my screen again. And now you're going to get some more free stuff. So this is an app that we built a few years back. It's called Callster.io, and you can access it by going to Callster.io. You can get a free account. I already have an account, so I'm just going to click sign in. And once you've set up a free Guerrilla Realty account, remember you can access all 11 of our free apps. By the time you're watching this, we may have 12 or 13. We're always building new free apps for realtors to help you grow. But log in, and this is a briefcase of all of our best call scripts, right? And so our loaner script, I referenced that earlier in the video. If you want to borrow listings, you can use this script to do that. But what I'm looking for is where is it? Let's filter this. We're going to look at just the Levi and Chris Jones scripts and get everybody else out of there. All right, here it is. The first call script, the irresistible bribe. And we're just going to open this script up. And now that you've opened it, it's yours to download and keep forever. You can save it as a PDF. You can print it out. You can just save it in your Google Docs. You can make a copy of it. It's really yours to use however you want. So what is an irresistible bribe? So here's what we discovered when we first got into real estate, me and my brother Levi. We discovered that most raw buyer leads that we called that came straight off the internet, we would end up bumping into something that we called the irresistible. No, let me back up. The insurmountable wall, right? You guys ever experienced the insurmountable wall? So usually when you call a buyer lead who's checking out one of your listings online, maybe one of your Facebook marketplace listings, if you're running the playbook that we taught you in lesson number 1, then you would call and say, hey, Mr. So-and-so, I saw that you were checking out one of the listings that we had posted online, the one at 123 Elm Street. And we just like to follow up and make sure that you got all your questions answered and ask if you need help with anything, right? And you guys can already sense what's coming next. The minute that I say that, okay, and they know that I'm a realtor and they want nothing to do with me, you already know what answer's coming down the line, right? They're going to say, thanks, but no thanks. Yep, I'm all set. No, I didn't have any questions. Some version of what we call the insurmountable wall, right? So when I teach this in live settings, I usually make a sound effect. So it goes like shunk, right? And that's the sound effect for a prospect putting up the insurmountable wall. So obviously, I can't hear your answer, but how many of you guys have ever gotten the insurmountable wall when you called up a buyer lead? And for most realtors, that's where the conversation ends. Because what do you do when they shut you down and they say they don't need any help? They don't want any help. And this is where most relationships end with the prospect, with the insurmountable wall. It's like a dead end, right? Well, we've discovered something that can bust through the insurmountable wall every single time without fail. And it's called the irresistible bribe. And so that's why we focus on crafting an irresistible bribe. So we recommend 1 or 2 irresistible bribes for every single prospect that you talk to. And it just, like I said, it just mows over the insurmountable wall, no matter how high they build it or how thick it is, right? It's just going to mow right through it. And so here's how it works. I'm just going to kind of take you through the script, but obviously I want you to download this yourself. All right. And one of the little tips, just a hot tip that we recommend for everybody when you're maybe you're an introvert, maybe you don't really like making phone calls and you're always worried about getting cussed out or hung up on. Look, we've all been there. We've all done that. My recommendation, if you want better responses for people, is to start by using slow, confused tonality, right? So I'm actually going to role play this for you when I go through the script. Okay. But use slow and confused tonality. And you'll notice that the response that you get is different. So I'm just going to start. Hey, is this Natalie Smith? And they're going to respond and they're going to say, speaking, and they're probably going to be a little short with you. You don't have to worry about that, right? They're not mad. They're just wondering, who is this? This isn't somebody that I know. And so I'm going to say, well, this is Chris with Gorilla Realty. And the reason I'm calling it is, this is where that slow, confused tonality comes in. So the reason I'm calling is, it looks like you were checking out one of our listings on our website. And we always just follow up to see if you got all your questions answered and to see if you needed any other help. And you see that I had my brow furrowed, and I was just using this tonality that was like, hey, I need your help. Can you help me by answering this question? Rather than, hey, I'm so-and-so and I'm here to save the day. And that's going to make them, put up the insurmountable wall higher and thicker. And so use the slow, confused tonality. You'll get a lot more, or you get a lot warmer response, right? And so this is the insurmountable wall. Every time we do it, they're going to say, yep, I got everything I needed. Thanks. Right. And that's it. And they're going to be thinking, okay, click. This is the end of the call here. And I'm going to tell them, okay, no problem. Right. But I just blew your mind right now. Right. So next, I'm going to say, before I let you go, can I ask, whenever you find the home you eventually want to buy, will you be listing your current home for sale, or will you be keeping it? And this question will immediately uncover whether the prospect has a home to sell, which is roughly, this data is actually out of touch. This is during COVID. It's actually more like 54% of the time, right? So 54% of the time, they're going to have a home to sell, in which case we're going to skip down to the buyer track, right? I'll show you that in a moment, but we're going to do the buyer track first. So 46% of the time, they're going to say, no, I'm a first-time home buyer, or I'm an investor, or I'm currently renting, but they don't have a home to sell, right? So they're a buyer only, right? This is really important to decipher. What are they? Are they going to be selling a home? Are they going to be buying a home? They're going to be doing both. It's really important to know. And so we always want to ask this discovery question. It'll tell you virtually everything you need to know about the customer. And it's very, very non-threatening. So people are always comfortable answering. Okay. So when the prospect answers, no, I'm a first-time home buyer, I'm an investor, I'm currently renting, etc., then you're going to skip to the buyer track, which is right here. And I'm going to say, okay, no problem. Well, we offer 2 new services for buyers that might be helpful to you, right? So number 1, we can set you up to receive listings via email and text as soon as they come on the market. You'll often see them before most agents do. Would that be helpful, right? And they're going to say, perfect. I'll say, okay, give me just a second and we'll get you set up, describe to me your dream home, etc. Okay. If they have any problem with this at all, sometimes I'll explain, you've probably been searching on Marketplace. You've probably been searching on Zillow. And the problem is all of that data is extremely outdated, right? The best, most up-to-date data is always going to come directly from the MLS, but we'll let you search it for free, right? And you don't have to use us as your agent. We'll just set you up on the search. And the minute that something matches your home search, comes on the market, matches your criteria, it'll text you, it'll email you, it'll ding you, and you actually get to see that listing before anybody else in the market does, so that you can pounce on it if it's something that interests you. Okay. So we want to get them set up on that. Okay. Then option number 2, irresistible bribe number 2, is we say, next, we can help you get pre-qualified. So we have a partnership with the best mortgage guys in, and then insert your state. Okay. They shop all available rates to guarantee the lowest rate. And if anyone can get you approved, it's them. They can get you approved literally after a 15-minute conversation. The only thing is they don't accept walk-in clients. So they'll accept referrals from me. Let me ask you this. If I were to give them your number and have them call you within the next hour, could you take their call? Okay. And what I'm selling them on is getting them pre-approved. And the reason why I want to get them pre-approved is I know it's what's best for them, right? Because if they're not pre-approved, in the next 2 weeks, they don't know it, but they're going to find a house that's perfect for them. And they're going to scramble to get pre-approved so we can submit an offer, but it's going to be last in the bunch and they're going to get beat out. Right. And so I know it's best for them to go ahead and get pre-approved. It costs them nothing, but it's going to get them further along in the process. And I'd like to help them with that. And so we actually here at Guerrilla Realty have a partnership with the Josh Shanley team at Nexa Mortgage that will do exactly this. So if you already have a mortgage partner that meets all these criteria, can call within an hour, that will get shop all of the available rates for the lowest rate, that can jump through hoops to get anybody pre-approved, then that's fantastic. But if you don't, we recommend you use Josh Shanley. Nexa Mortgage is actually connected to the next tool that I'm going to show you. And you can just send the leads directly over to them. They're absolutely fantastic. They help hundreds of our agents get people pre-approved really quickly. And they know our process so well that when you do this irresistible bribe, they're already ready to leap into action and get your people pre-approved. Okay. So that's what I recommend. So that's the buyer track. Now let's talk seller track. Okay. So remember, 54% of the time, they're going to say, yeah, duh, we can't afford 2 mortgages. We just want to find our new home first. And when they tell you that, you're going to skip to the seller track. All right. So I'm going to say, okay, cool. Well, I have a new service where we do a free in-depth valuation so that you know what you would net if you sold it in the next year. We use 50 different data points. It's every bit as accurate as a professional appraisal, but appraisals cost $800 to $1,000, and this is free. And we'll get it done in the next 24 hours. Would this be helpful? The best part is you're not obligated to list with us or anything. We're just really passionate about helping people buy and sell here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. They say yes 100% of the time. That's our irresistible bribe. Boom. Now we have a listing appointment, or at least a CMA request, or a pre-approved buyer in hand. Sometimes we have both, right? And I was able to do that with one powerful conversation where I was able to bust through. I was able to build trust and bust through that insurmountable wall in one single phone call. And that's going to bring us to lesson number 3. I'm going to walk you through how to actually do it. Lesson number 3, how to convert raw leads into buyer clients with one phone call. And kind of already gave away the lead in lesson number 2. We're going to do it with the irresistible bribe. So you've crafted your irresistible bribe. You know what you're going to use on sellers. You know what you're going to use on buyers. Now I'm just going to walk you through the step-by-step, the nitty-gritty of exactly how to do it. So to do that, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share my screen with a free app that we built a little while ago called Hatcher. Hatcher is an ultra minimal CRM. It's not meant to do a lot except for to help you convert leads into deals. So that's why the tagline, this CRM does almost nothing except for convert leads into deals, right? And so you can create an account or you can sign in with an existing account. And when you log in, you probably won't have any leads the first time you log in. So these will be 4 empty columns. So how we're going to put leads in here? Well, if you have Pipeline Pro Tools, our company's flagship product, which I highly recommend, then you can sync Pro Tools so all your leads flow into Hatcher automatically. And it's really easy. In fact, that's where these leads came from. I ran Facebook Marketplace ads just like I showed you, and boom, these leads just started coming in. And you can see there's a whole mess of them. All right. But this is a dummy account. We really haven't used this account for a while, just for explaining purposes. Okay. So another way to add leads if you don't have a Pro Tools account is you could add contacts one by one, or you could do a mass import from another database using like a CSV file. Right. Then finally, in order to get things set up, you're going to have to click on call settings, and you're going to have to connect Hatcher to Twilio. Really easy to do. You just put in your auth tokens from Twilio. If you're not familiar with Twilio, we have a different tutorial to show you exactly how to set up a free Twilio account. And then that allows you to buy minutes directly from Twilio. We won't charge you a dime. You'll pay Twilio directly, but it'll enable you to make calls directly from your dashboard. You can rent a 910 phone number, or you wouldn't want to do that. That's my area code, but you could rent a phone number from your area code so you're making local calls and start making calls. So here's how it works once you're in here, right? So once you have contacts in the unreached column, you're going to click Start the Dialer. Now, why do I recommend you use a dialer? Is a dialer like magic or something? No, of course you could just get your iPhone or your Android, whatever smartphone you're using, and you could just dial the number, make a phone call, and then rinse and repeat over and over and over again. The problem is that when you do that, I found that you have to overcome what we call call reluctance over and over and over. And every time we do it, it uses just a little bit of your energy until you're completely zapped. And so I found the easiest way to make really great prospecting calls happen really fast is to use a dialer. right? Because when I use a dialer, I've got this whole list of leads that are all loaded up waiting to get called by me. These are all people that I know statistically are going to be under contract in the next 70 days, and they need my help. And so if I just click start dialer, it's going to say initializing, and then it's going to be a countdown. I'm going to stop it. I'm not going to actually make any live calls on this video, but there'll be a countdown, and then it'll start calling, and it'll call Mindy Bender. And then when, if she answers, great, have a conversation, irresistible bribe. I'll move her over to the next column, and then it'll move on to Sam Walters. And it's kind of like strapping into a roller coaster, right? You're just along for the ride. You don't have to overcome call reluctance every single time. You don't have to worry about being distracted. You're just along for the ride. Like, buckle up, it's going. All right. And so that's what I found. And just 3 20-minute call sessions per week. You will absolutely never be without a client ever again for as long as you work in this business. Okay. 3 20-minute call sessions every single week. So what you're doing is you're calling up, and let's say we talk to Sam Walters. I hit him with the script. We can get you set up for automatic listings, but there's also something I want to help you with. I want to get you pre-approved. And I explain why. I walk through the script and I show him why it's such a value add to get pre-approved. And he says, yes, I move him over to the bribe column, but then I use my secret weapon, which is Josh Shanley, Nexa Mortgage Team, where I can refer a lead directly to him, directly out of the Hatcher account. This is a private partnership that we worked on, that we've established through Hatcher. You can only get it through Hatcher. You can't just call Josh Shanley up and he's going to expect to get your leads. The reason why is he only accepts referrals from people who have been trained on our systems. So you just type in the referring agent, first name, last name. That's your first and last name, your email, and then you type in the client's information. So first name, last name, phone number, email address. When should we contact your client? I always recommend it's right now. In the script, I told them, hey, if they can call you in the next hour, will you answer your phone? And they always, of course, say yes, because they're really excited to get in with such a powerhouse of a mortgage team. And then we tell them anything else we know about the potential mortgage. And then, by the way, they're even Spanish speaking. We do all of that. I consent, and then I hit submit. Here's the deal. Josh Shanley, and we do trainings with him all the time, and he'll be in the in-depth training. If you decide to like this post, comment below and get the full in-depth training. Josh Shanley will actually be on that training. He is a stand-up guy. So they have a specific partnership deal with us where they will never, ever share your lead information with anybody except for back to you. So once they get that lead pre-approved, they will always refer them back to you. They're so thankful for your business. They're so thankful that you trusted them with your client's mortgage needs. But here's what's cool. Once they get you pre-approved, okay, everybody knows, every realtor knows that prospect's buying cycle begins to accelerate. So once they're pre-approved, it's like before you're pre-approved, it's like, hey, I'm going to see what's out there. I'm just a tire kicker. The moment you get pre-approved, you've got money burning a hole in your pocket, and the whole process is going to begin to accelerate very, very, very quickly and even exponentially. And so everything speeds up from here. And that's one of the reasons why it's the first thing that I want to help a potential buyer with. Right now, obviously, we have our bribe for sellers and we take a lot of listings that way. But the reason why this is what we want to help buyers with is that most buyers are just going to kind of sit around and they're going to miss great opportunity after great opportunity, the house that'd be right for them because they didn't bother to get pre-approved yet. Okay. And I know that my mortgage guy is better than any mortgage guy that they're going to be. I mean, most people these days are going on Rocket Mortgage, and their service sucks. Okay. So I'm going to get them referred directly to Josh Shanley and the Nexa Mortgage Team. They're absolutely phenomenal. My company, Guerrilla Realty, we actually set up this partnership. You're welcome to take advantage of it as long as you've been through our training and know how to refer the lead. But that's how easy it is. And once you get them pre-approved, they're going to send them back to you, and you're going to start working with them, and you're going to get them, you're going to put in an offer on whatever they're looking for. So hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this gave you a clear path to finally start turning raw leads into real pre-approved buyers in less than 7 days. If you want the complete in-depth training with all the tools, templates, scripts, and step-by-step resources that you need to get started, it's super simple. Just like this video, share it with a friend who needs it, and drop a comment below to let me know that you did. And when you do, I'll send you a private link where you can grab everything 100% free. Also, don't forget, Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos on how to get consistent real estate clients without spending a fortune on ads or cold leads. Thanks again for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Look, we've doubled our real estate business 3 times since 2019. If you want the full breakdown, exact scripts, step-by-step processes, and our brand new tool, drop a comment below.
No gimmicks, no paywalls. We're sending it completely free because we know it works.
Just type "send it" in the comments and we'll get it to you ASAP.
And if this was helpful, stick with us. We're dropping more strategies twice a week. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next.